our next speaker is Alex Barakov. He's Data and Analytics Manager at Luxoft, coming to us with a bit of a spicy title, 50 Shades of Data and Analytics Strategy and 5 of its most underrated components. Alex, you can take the stage.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Yeah, the topic is provocative, but the content is not so. So, thanks for choosing. Can we close the door, or it's for the air, right? It's okay, yeah. So, thanks for choosing this topic, my talk, for like 30 minutes of your life. And right, I'm the head of BI at Luxoft, leading the team of data analytics inside Luxoft. So we are 25 BI data engineers and analysts across 6 locations. And the Luxoft itself, we are the outsourcing IT software development consulting company with 20,000 people globally. And also I'm having my own practice of consultancy in data strategy and data governance. So, what I'm going to talk about today. So actually, I'm not going to share anything about GenAI, about LLMs during next 25 minutes. So it mostly would be about our exceptional data analytics, building data analytics in our enterprise, exceptional experience. I believe so. So the idea of the session is to first to provoke some kind of existential crisis of your internal data analytics manager, and then offer some therapeutic ideas for coping with this like crisis. So, could you raise a hand if you consider yourself as data analytics manager in some way that you? Yeah, super, yeah. Right, then for the rest of you, please try to put yourself in the shoes of data analytics manager, right? So it would be very important. So, why it is so cool to be a DNA manager in a modern company, right? It's cool because it's you are a part of cutting-edge technology, which is fancy, right? Fancy tools, fancy conferences. You can take part, you can speak. So another part is you are a part of strategic leadership, right? So because you influence on strategic projects inside your company, data-driven. BI, ML, LLMs, so it's all something that you are like or responsible or taking part in these projects in some way. And also it's good for your career, right? So it's you're leading initiatives, you are more or less secured in this changing world, right? There are also reasons why it's not the same when you're actually becoming DNA manager. So when you honestly look at the adoption of your DNA solutions, products, reports, models, the adoption figures often frustrate you, right? It's a lot of speakers, told different percentages of fails in our industry, in our field. Also, data governance projects are mostly stalled, and data quality issues is they are like super making an impact on what we're doing, right? And actually, data analytics is something that suffers the most, and you need to do something with that. And also this storm of new next generation AI data tools, and you are like always in some kind of stress to miss something, and you're afraid to be fall behind. So being in this situation, you have different options, right? First is to live under this stress, to get angry, get burned out, finally start over at a new place or a new job. Another way is to somehow like rework it, rethink, realize the overall complexity of DNA landscape, define and accept the constraints of your company, match with resources and set realistic goals, and try to focus on building some down-to-earth practices and frameworks for your team, trying to get rid of all things around trends, fancy tools, and all that success stories everywhere. So it's difficult. So what to do? Let me share some ways about data strategy, how it's all connected, how to handle this. Together with my team, I built some kind of a map, a landscape of all things that I should think about when I'm a DNA manager. So this map is actually a lot of pillars, topics, subtopics that should be in my mind if I'm thinking about the roadmap, the strategy, the tactics, the initiatives. So it's hard to think about all the things at once. So I will just briefly zoom some things, but I will not, of course, walk you through all this map. It's actually about basic thought process, right? It's like the process of analyzing your company situation from business foundation, when we should think about our data classification, our user roles, our pain points, our business use cases map, and information supply demand, our maturity, and etc., etc. It's all about assessment. Then we think and we analyze what we want to do, like what target processes. This is data management processes, this is content management processes, this is operating model. And a lot of topics inside. I will not cover all that, right? Then we understand what we want to achieve and what operations we want to build around. So that's about our staff strategy, our project management processes, excellence, our metrics, and we move to transformation, to roadmap, to change management, to vision, to prioritizing initiatives. And in short, all that, lake of different variety of topics can be packed. Can be packed in this canvas. So you see a lot of items, but it's in general can illustrate what your strategy could be about. So removing all that you don't need, you can keep something to work with inside your company. So, but it's all about keeping all that complexity in mind when you build your DNA and AI strategy. But it's also important to focus on specific problems which we face with, and so let's look at some examples. Let's consider several problems. First, so-called death cycle of DNA and AI projects. it's important to, like few comments. We purchase different solutions, tools, and implement them. And then we find ourselves with some poor results of adoption, right? It's typical. So we try to search for solutions, for causes, adding new systems, new features, new data, new reports, upgrade the models, and we return back, right? And we are going in this cycle almost without significant changes. Of course, sometimes it's not that the point, but that's what we can be called bus waiting syndrome, right? Data team thinking, hoping that the next change, the next feature will change like everything, right? So what can be done from here, from this point, to to improve this situation? And that is Mira, which is not working properly. Just a sec. Yeah. So the kind of an exercise which we developed, and not developed, but it's just an illustration of what many companies do. It's trying to synchronize the use cases of your DNA and AI strategy with the strategy of your company. So you can take, together with business leaders, build your company strategy model, right? Understanding how it works, what drives the revenue, what a value proposition, etc., and map it with the data analytics. It's like an illustration when you take the value-adding processes flow, again, define the key activities, and then you can find what are the data analytics use cases which are presented below, right? So BI and AI, they are divided by different colors. And we also mark and try to prioritize them, estimate the efforts, the sizes of these initiatives. So it's a kind of data model where you mix your data analytics use cases. And after that, another idea, right, which is again pretty clear and obvious, but it's something that many companies, many teams not doing, and they drone into different projects, switching context. It's an exercise of prioritizing with impact and efforts. So we did it for us, and we developed some kind of framework how we want to estimate the effort and impact in our case, in our company, and what would be the logic behind. So how we want to calculate this impact, so we can compare projects and understand that this would be more higher priority and this is less. I will share, if somebody needed that text and slides. So another problem that like applicable for many companies, for many DNA teams, it's so-called cargo cult in DNA. So you know what cargo cult is in general, right? But in DNA, it's a situation when companies often reproduce some set of commonly accepted rituals and artifacts and frameworks without really assessing their readiness to and applicability of these tools to their company. So it's pretty applicable for data catalog, for semantic layers, for ontologies right now, for AI agents. It's really something like we want to jump into that projects and start to spend money on that, right? Because it's technologies, and but it's important to understand if this is your company is ready to this or that technology and how they should be ordered to have a harmonized roadmap. So to address this issue in our case, we thought about that maturity that we want to have as an assessment. And we developed, let's say, our own maturity model, so a lot of them already exist. But this one, it's, the only advantage is that it visualizes many components, many bricks, right, inside, and it's you can see, right, everything here. But it's, present different areas like data governance, data architecture, analytical governance, business alignment, etc. And from left to right, it presents data-informed, data-driven, data-led, and each brick represents some progress. The color coding here, it's basically with gray color, we color coded all projects and topics which would not be applicable for our company. So even if we want to have them, our maturity, our size of the company, our type of the company, the amount of data that we have, the amount of data people that we have. So all that means, in our case, make all that gray bricks not applicable for us. So it's like something that we don't want to dream about. For example, I don't want to, in our case, think about data ontologies on current level of our maturity, right? But the rest, the colors, represents the status of all other items. From green, which is done, then light green, it's done but should be improved. Yellow is in progress. Red should be planned, should be done, right? And this is how we see ourselves and priorities that we make for our team, for our company. And this is also a template which could be reused. If you need one, you can also reuse it. I also developed some kind of templates for different types of company, like traditional business enterprise or small company or digital product. So for different types of companies, these target solutions, maturity solutions could be different. So this is something that, again, I will not deeply dive into, but as a tool where you can think about your, target maturity and understand where you don't want to go, because it's, again, out of your scope, out of your maturity target level. For example, we did a project with development of data assistant. Probably today or tomorrow you will hear different speakings about data assistants, right? So the chatbot, when you can text and speak with your data warehouse, right? So we try to develop it inside with OpenAI, with ChatGPT, of course, under the hood. But what options actually we have? We have an option to wait until different BI vendors develop their own solutions, right? Like Power BI developed their Copilot, Tableau developed the Tableau Pulse, but all that solutions right now are not working well, and a lot of issues, a lot of constraints are there. So you can wait until these betas will become productive. You can also invest a lot of money and time developing your own data assistant, or we can develop some cheap inside delivery solution which would not be LLM driven. LLM would be only the interface of speaking with the user, so like packing the results into some nice looking message in the chat. But under the hood, it could be pretty straightforward architecture when you, pre-calculate most critical metrics, deltas, and dimensions, right? And put it into solution without generative AI. And it would be cheaper and it would work well. So this is the strategy as an example, as an illustration, what companies can do without or until, like, when you wait until some cheap solution will appear on the market. And the third problem, let's say, or challenge, it's data governance projects are stalled and your team suffers, right? So a lot of memes about how companies try to release something, generative AI, about that without addressing issues with data governance, data quality, and yeah, all this very sad. What solution or what practice exercise in this case can make sense? Again, it's a kind of more motivational thing. We developed inside our team the configurator of data governance scope. So again, data governance as a topic, it's very huge and a lot of fails because it's really time-consuming and difficult to see the value. But when you have approach, when you have drivers, goals, and initiatives, and you can choose what drivers you have, what goals you have, and select only those initiatives that are linked to these drivers, and do not try to implement others, right? This is actually how it works in our case. We removed several drivers and goals from here, and that's made data governance for us just a list of very clear projects which related to data contracts, data cleaning exercises, some automation on DevOps side, etc., etc. And that is kind of common sense applied to data governance, right? Few slides, few thoughts around that. It's not that, of course, yeah, data and AI solutions are very costly for companies, right? But much more expenses and losses are hidden in the inefficient management of the data. Yeah, so it's maybe a good time to invest in that kind of solutions. Of course, at the same time, rising your efficiency and maturity in data solutions, data products itself. Some kind of conclusions. Again, returning to our data analytics manager, some advices that I make to myself and also can articulate here is not to try to think that you should do everything, right, that you hear about. Nobody has it all, actually, right? Despite you probably think, watching different talks and speakings, that everyone has like huge perfect combinations of solutions and systems in place. So it's more about finding your own set of initiatives and try to allocate your very limited resources that you have at the moment. Also define, some reasonable system of ranking your initiatives and to evaluate the impact, to be able to accept or reject projects, right? Because you have that system and you protect the investment of your company, because yeah, your team is actually a very expensive investment. And you need to protect your resource from potentially low adopted solutions. And so yeah, and also it's important to be creative, to develop your own hybrid solutions with the using of course, best practices that we hear about, but also with the common sense. That's probably it. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Alex, for your presentation. I'm thinking we have maybe time for one question, if there is any from the audience. No? Well, okay. If you think of any later, you can catch Alex in the hallway during the coffee break. Alex, thank you so much for your presentation.